Hey Star Wars fans and collectors, Jesse here. Welcome back to another Star Wars The Black Series action figure review. This time we're looking at a brand new release. This seems to be popping up across the US and here in Australia. Zing Pop Culture have got them in. It is Djarin, the Mandalorian and Child. This is the rumoured build-up pack it was called build-up pack for quite a long time. So I'm just going to try and show you the packaging, just because the art's really cool on the side of this new sort of series of Black Series. And yeah, I'm expecting an update any month that we're going to get another one that comes with a spear, and I'm going to change the packaging so instead of the child it'll say Grogu. I'd still buy it, honestly. It's yeah, looking really cool. I think this is like the 5th version of the Mandalorian I have. Sort of been on this little quest to get every different version of the Mandalorian as he's updated his armor over season 1 and up to where he is now in season 2. So we'll see if he changes again. There were some promo shots that leaked from season 2 showing him with a different thigh armor from the that sort of half painted one there. So interesting. But otherwise, this has got some pretty cool accessories that probably should have been out anyway. But let's open it up and take a look. Alright, so here is Djarin and the Child in this brand new build-up pack. Is it perfect? No. Is it essential? Absolutely not. Is it cool? Yeah, it's cool. So this is the figure that everyone was abusing the crap out of because the press photos that Hasbro sent out for the likeness of Pedro Pascal here was not the best. And I had faith from the beginning. Like I know what Hasbro's like with their press photos and their images that they put out. They're not the greatest. They're not toy photographers. They're just trying to push the product. And sometimes their lighting isn't always the best. It is very much, not completely true to form. But having this thing in hand, I think it's really good. I'm really impressed with the head sculpt. Would I have preferred what they've done with the Vintage Collection one, where they did a head swap with the helmet? Yes, absolutely, because the helmet, excuse me, the helmet does not fit on the head all that well, and I will show you shortly. But for the sake of the figure, having him unmasked, I'll probably be displaying him unmasked. That's kind of the point of the figure. And things like the pram, it's a kind of cool accessory. It probably should have been packed in with the Child from the beginning. Just make it a little bit bigger and throw in some more accessories, and I'm going to put the Child, the original Child, in a slightly bigger box than what we got. So what we do get included are a bunch of really cool accessories. Like I said, the pram, and I'll give you a close-up look at this first. So it's pretty nicely molded and sculpted and all that sort of stuff. No, mind-blowing detail on it. But it's cool. It does come with this plastic stand, which is pretty nice and sturdy. It does just peg in at the bottom there. To pop the front off, it's hard to actually do what it does in the show and sort of throw it back, but I'm just going to get my phone to show some of those minute details in there. They've captured pretty well. Cushioning and stuff. Yeah, like the recent Mission Series one, it doesn't sit all that well. He doesn't sit all that well in there, should I say. And I will show that in a moment. But this is a little different to the Child that we got in the single pack. His body and arms are molded this way, and feet, they are molded into that just one piece of plastic, and the hands are still movable, and his head is movable on this particular version as well. Does have the accurate sort of colours sort of around that sort of neck and the end of his sleeves, whereas the first release didn't, although they did colour correct that since, so you can get that correct now. So in terms of the head sculpt, I believe it's the same. The paint looks maybe a portion better than the original, but it is such a small little dude, little Grogu. Alright, so yeah, basically you kind of just got to prop him in there. It'd be nice to get one that sort of allows him to sort of sit sort of hunched up and you know, just sort of nuzzled up in the pram itself. It'd be nice to get that at some point. I'm sure the popularity of the child, Baby Yoda, Grogu, whatever you want to call him, yeah, we'll beg for multiple releases in the future. So we'll just leave him sitting there and we'll slide him to the back. So most of the rest of it's Mandalorian accessories. We've got his pulse rifle here. Pretty much every Mando figure that we've had so far has had this rifle. The jetpack, still unfortunately unpainted. I just feel like this pack would have been a perfect reason to slap a little bit of paint on this thing. It's just pretty bland. It's not very exciting. You know, it doesn't even match the silver Beskar armor, so it's a little bit of a bummer. But you know, I'm sure they will at some point. But yeah, you got the peg on the back and that groove for the strap. Also have a couple of other accessories. We've got the tracking fob, which is a tiny little accessory, but this might go on my Season 1 Mando. It's a cool little accessory, and very small, but a nice addition. Again, probably something that probably could have come with the initial release. And then we get 5 little pieces of Beskar. Look how small they are. A tiny little Imperial insignia in there. And the pattern is moulded in, so it looks kind of cool. That's nice. So you get 5 of them. A Camtono would have been perfect, I think. This would have been a perfect release. To have a Camtono, still have these separate pieces, and then maybe have a couple of stacks of Beskar bricks inside the Camtono. But I'm sure Hasbro will have that ready for another release. Alright, so let's get to the Mando. Body-wise, this is exactly the same Mandalorian action figure we just got in the last wave or two. Obviously with the head here. Alright, here he is. That's looking pretty good to me. There's nothing to complain about there for my liking. Yeah, the head sort of, you know, his jaw does sort of seem to be a little bit fuller, sort of around the back, but I think that's more so because it's not really, doesn't really have the flesh tone neck underneath. He's got the sort of you know, neck sleeve rolled all the way up. And that's just part of the sculpting process, but you know, from front on, I think that looks pretty good. Much better than the original press photos. Yeah, it would have been cool to see him like have this version, perhaps maybe all sort of beat up and bloody from the from Chapter 8, Season 1. But again, another release sure to come. So yeah, we'll look at the helmet. Slightly better mold. It's got that sort of arcing, that sort of slope down to the front of the helmet. Still not as good as it could be, but it's fine. We'll pop that on. And it doesn't look terrible, it's just not quite there. I think swap out head would have been perfect. You've got the hair hanging out there, and you can sort of see his chin poking out the bottom too, unless you sort of permanently, like not permanently, but force his head to sort of look down. Yeah, the head sculpt sort of just bulges the helmet a little bit. I think that's the main problem with it. That was probably one thing. And yeah, definitely at the back here, you can sort of see the hair has sort of pushed out the sides of the helmet, and it has sort of created this sort of misshapedness to it. But yeah, it does fit. It's tight. It looks like they've carved out a little bit more of the helmet to be able to make it fit a little bit better. But yeah, still just not great. I think a swap out head would have been absolutely spot on, perfect for this figure. So you could have it either way. But yeah, not really complaining. I'm appreciative to have this version in my collection. I think the likeness is pretty good. I love the accessories. I'm a sucker for accessories. I think it's really cool. Yeah, I'd love to hear what your thoughts are in the comments below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please do. And stay tuned, because I should have another Mandalorian action figure coming up this week, all being well. And check my social media for all the details regarding Mando after show this week and after chapter 14. Alright, thanks for tuning in, guys. Until next time, may the Force be with you.
We're a little rushed, so if you'll just get on board, we'll get out of here.